Hey y'all, happy Monday. And it's a hot Monday. It's really hot. And it looks like it's going to be a hot week. If you missed services yesterday, you missed. I'm just going to say, go back and watch them because you missed out on an amazing, amazing word yesterday. It was so, so good. And Mike brought out so many good points, but one of the points he brought out is sometimes God brings people into your life when you're least expecting it, and they help you through things that you never knew you needed to go through. And I'm finding that to be very true, and I'm very thankful. Last night in women's meeting, I didn't really know what I was going to do. Went home, I fixed something to eat, and then I took a nap. I was tired, had a headache, so I took a nap. And I woke up and I was praying. I was just, Lord, what do I need to talk about tonight? And I still didn't know. I came out here at 5 o'clock and got the chairs all set up and did all of that. And I was like, Lord, I don't know what I'm doing. But there had been something ruminating in my mind and in my spirit since, I think it was Thursday that I saw the post. But it was a post on Facebook about what the devil's trying to destroy. Families, relationships, finances, a lot of different things. And the more I thought about it, the more it didn't sit well with me. Because we're giving the devil too much power in saying that he destroys those things, because he doesn't destroy those things. He does not. So I prayed about that, and I went to the altar, and I was sitting and praying at the altar, and the Lord's like, we need to talk about self-control. And I said, you're right. So I came back in, looked at the fruits of the Spirit, and self-control is one of the fruits of the Spirit. And he just started working on me. And he started working on me, and he started working on me. So I want to share that with you today. Because we are giving the enemy a foothold when we say he's destroying things, because we aren't taking accountability for what we've done to destroy that, whatever it may be. We destroy our finances because we spend money we don't have. We do that. The enemy doesn't do that. Does he lay traps and snares for us? Yes, he does. But if we have self-control, we can walk right through those, walk right past them. We don't have to fall into his temptations and his traps and his snares. We choose to do that, and then we want to blame it on him, but we chose it. We chose to do that. Us. The enemy's not doing it. We are. We give him too much credit because, as Mike preached yesterday, greater is he that is in us than he that is in the world. We have the power. We have the power to trample him. We have the power to say, get behind me, Satan. You don't have the will of God in mind. You only have the will of man. We have that power, but we don't use it because we lack that self-control. Because we live in a society of instant gratification, instant food, instant this, instant have it my way, Burger King, all of that. We do that. The enemy doesn't do that. We do that. And when we give him that foothold, then yes, he's going to destroy a lot. He's going to just run in with everything he can. He's going to say, oh, you remember when she said this, or remember when he said that, remember. He's going to bring back to your memory all those things. But he can only do what you speak, because he can't get in your mind. He cannot get in your mind. He can hear what you speak. So when you speak it over yourself, when you say, I'm going to have a crappy day today. It's Monday and I'm just going to, well, you know what? That gives him the crack to start shooting those arrows. That coworker that you don't want to deal with, because the first one you run into, the first thing that happens, you're having to do everything by yourself, or whatever it may be. When you speak that, you give him that power when you have the power to speak over him. It may look like a bad day, but I'm going to have a great day in the Lord. This is the day the Lord has made. I will rejoice and be glad in it. I will be thankful and I will be grateful. We need to turn to an attitude of gratitude instead of an attitude of negativity. Negativity is very easy. It's very, very easy to be negative. But when we start speaking gratitude and we start speaking positive, situations will change, things will change, and we can get the devil out of the details, so to speak. But he can only have the power that you give him. We cannot give him that power. We have to have self-control. And it says in Galatians 5:22, but when the Holy Spirit controls our lives, when we give him that power, when we listen to him, he will produce this kind of fruit in us: love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. Here there is no conflict with the law. Self-control. What does that mean? What does self-control mean? And we talked about it last night. We talked about what self-control means. It means being aware of self. Being able to remain calm in the chaos. Being able to look at the glass not half empty but half full. It's taking the instruction from the Holy Spirit and applying it to our lives. It's being obedient to the Holy Spirit. But it takes self-control to even get out of bed some days, because some days we don't want to get out of bed. It's been hard, it's been rough, it's been all of the things, and we don't want to get out of bed, and some days it takes self-control just to get out of bed. It takes self-control to not say what we want to say sometimes. It takes self-control not to send that text that we know is going to cause a problem. We know when we send this text, it's going to cause an issue. We know it, but we go ahead and do it anyways. Why? Because we lacked self-control. Some of us are... We get so caught up in wanting to be liked by everyone that we create our own chaos. We need to understand God places the people in our life for a reason, a season, a lesson, a blessing. There are many things that God places people in our life for. In 1 Peter 4:7, it says, but the end of all things is near. Therefore be of sound mind, self-controlled, and sober in prayer. It means we need to be always praying. We need to be faithful in prayer. We need to be constantly praying, fervently praying, reaching out, helping when we can help. 1 Peter 4:12 says, don't be astonished at the fiery trials which come upon you to test you, as though a strange thing has happened to you. The Lord told us, in this world you will have many troubles. But fear not, I've overcome the world. That doesn't mean we're going to live in a rose garden. I think it was Loretta Lynn that sang the song, I Never Promised You a Rose Garden, or Tammy Wynette, one of those. He didn't promise us a rose garden. And if we really look at roses, they have thorns, so you're going to have problems. But we shouldn't be surprised when these fiery trials come upon us. And we shouldn't give the devil due. He can't have that. He can't have that. He doesn't deserve that. He can't have it. So we need to be strong enough to say, not today, Satan. Not today. I'm not going to let you do this. I'm not going to allow you to do this. You have no power over me. I am the head and not the tail. I am the strong one. I am all that he created me to be. God created in me a great, great thing. He created me for such a time as this. Do I let what other people say about me affect me? I absolutely, positively do. I'm learning not to. And I'm learning that it doesn't matter what somebody else thinks about me. It's none of my business, as a matter of fact. I have to do what God called me to do, and I have to do it to the very best of my ability. And I have to not give the enemy the credit when I'm having a bad day. Because that bad day will turn into a bad week, a bad month, and a bad year. Because I gave him credit. And I'm not going to do that. He doesn't get credit. Because he's not doing it. He's not doing it. Can he lay traps and snares for me? Absolutely, positively. But it's up to me to fall into that trap. It's up to me to take that bait. It's up to me to do that. It's just the same as it's up to me to do my job to the very best that I can do. No matter what anybody thinks or what anybody says, if it's what God's telling me to do, I need to do it. That's what he's called us to do. That's what he wants us to do. That's who he is to us. And we need to remain strong in him and quit giving the enemy credit. Quit giving them. We give him way too much credit. The devil made me do it. Oh, Flip Wilson back in the day on that variety show they had. The devil made me do it. The devil made me do it. We've got to quit doing that. We have to quit doing that. We cannot give him the credit for anything, because greater is he that is in us than he that is in the world. Will marriages fail? Yes, they're going to fail. Will our finances fail? Yes, they're going to fail. Will our children fail? Yes, they may fail. You can cover them with prayer. You can give them all of the instruction. But the one thing we need to remember is we each have a free will. He gave us a free will. We can pray for anybody to change, but that person has a free will. And when it comes time to say, okay, we need to take it and know that we did the very best that we can do. We did everything that we could do. Hold your head up high and draw closer to God. Allow him to heal you, to mend you, to correct you, to change you, to move you, whatever it may be. But quit giving the enemy the credit that he does not deserve. He does not deserve that credit. Philippians 4:13, one of the most widely quoted scriptures. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. All things, hard things, bad things, terrible things. We can go through hell and high water because we have the power that he gave us when he gave us the Holy Spirit. Greater things you will do as I go to the Father. And he told his disciples that you'll do greater things. And he's talking about us because we're his disciples. That's what he's called us to do, is to go into the world. Greater things you will do. We need to hold on to that. 1 Corinthians 10:13, God is faithful, who will not allow you to be tempted above what you are able, but will with the temptation also make a way to escape. Matthew 26:41, watch and pray that you don't enter into temptation. The spirit indeed is willing, but the flesh is weak. And our flesh is weak. Our flesh is weak. So weak. Our flesh is weak. And I blame a lot of it on the society that we live in. Young girls are starving themselves or have an eating disorder because they think that model in that magazine, that picture has been airbrushed to ridiculousness, is what she's supposed to look like. Our flesh is weak. Surround yourself with people who are going to encourage you and lift you up and love you even in your mess, even in your hard. Surround yourself with those kind of people. Because that's important. Who you surround yourself with is important. You're going to have friends that you're going to not want to vent to. Some that you may vent a little bit, but you're going to have that friend that you can vent everything to, and they're just going to love you in that. I posted on my Facebook page this morning. I've always heard you should walk a mile in someone else's shoes. I always hated that saying because I can't walk a mile in someone else's shoes. But I dang sure can walk that mile with them and not let them go through it by themselves. I sure can do that. I know what it feels like to walk a hard season alone. And we shouldn't have to do that. But I have also learned in that hard season, all I really need is God. I trust his plan. I trust his timing. I trust him implicitly. That's what I needed. And I'm so grateful that that's the kind of God we serve. So don't give the enemy the credit. Don't do that. Don't allow him to take credit for something he can't do. Stand and fight. Pray over whatever the situation may be. Grow in him. But don't give the enemy his due. We have to take accountability for what we do. We have to own our stuff, so to speak. We need to be stronger than that. We need to be able to say, not today, Satan. I'm not going to sin that. I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to lose my temper because somebody said something flippant. I'm not going to do it. I'm going to smile, pat him on the back, have a great day, and walk away. That's what I'm going to do. That's what he's called us to do. To walk humbly in him and allow him to fight our battles for us. Because that's what he wants. For us to totally and completely rely on him. So we need to practice self-control at all times. When we're sitting at a stoplight and we've been sitting there for 5 minutes and we start, maybe that delay is saving you from something farther up. Maybe that delay is protecting you. Maybe that delay is what you needed for that 3 minutes to get your mind back off of the conversation you may have just had that wasn't good. Maybe you needed that moment just to calm down. Maybe you needed that moment just to take a deep breath and not have that panic attack. We need to understand that his plan is perfect. He's walking with us and he has given us power, and we need to use that power. We need to use the power that he has given us. Quit giving the devil his due. Take that power away from him. Don't give it to him. Don't speak it to him. Don't allow him. Grow your roots deep. And know that Jesus is all you need. Does he answer immediately when we want him to? Absolutely not, because his time is not like our time. His ways are higher than our ways. His thoughts are higher than our thoughts. We need to understand that he does have a plan for us, and we need to trust him. And we need to be thankful for those people he puts in our lives at any given moment. They're going to take the knives out of our back. They're going to come alongside us and say, hey, let me walk this mile with you. Let me help you through this. I've been there. Let me help you. Be thankful for those kind of people. Because the next verse, the next three verses, those who belong to Christ have nailed the passions and desires of their sinful nature to his cross and crucified them there. If we are living now by the Holy Spirit, let us follow the Holy Spirit's leading in every part of our life. We talked about it last night. We each have a little part of our life that we don't want God to have control of. A lot of it when we're raising our kids, we don't want God to tell us how to raise our kids. We want to do free-range parenting, or we want to do gentle parenting, or we want to be a hard parent, whatever it may be, but we don't want God to tell us how to do that. He needs to have control over every part of our life. Let us not become conceited, or irritate one another, or be jealous of one another. Jealousy makes us do horrible things. Jealousy makes us say horrible things. Jealousy makes us talk about somebody and want everybody to dislike them as much as we do. We have to be careful and follow what God has for us and not give the devil his due. I hope you guys have a great, great Monday. Stay cool if you're outside. Stay hydrated. Do all of the things. Make sure you have a way to get in or whatever. Men, you have a meeting tomorrow night. And I posted on the church's Facebook page today the upcoming event in September with Marcus Torkelson, the Armor Up Men's Gathering. It's going to be a great time, men. I know you guys will have an amazing time. You're going to have Thursday night, Friday night at 7 o'clock, and then Saturday you'll do 8 to 5. You're going to have a cookout, food, all of that. It'll be great, and you'll learn great things. And you will do some hands-on stuff, and you'll be at the range, and you'll do all the fun things. So put that on your calendars and be sure and be there, because it's going to be a great time in the Lord. And then we're going to rock on with school. School starts soon. Oilton starts next Wednesday. I think Jennings started today. Bristow starts on Thursday. So it's that time again, and I can't believe summer's already gone. Cannot believe it's already gone. It's amazing to me. I hope you guys have a great day. I will not be on tomorrow. I'm taking the day off. I'm going to work in the evening, but I'm taking the day off to go watch my grandbabies. And so I won't be here tomorrow. So if you need anything, reach out to Pastor. He is going to be going back to school tomorrow. So Text him, don't call him, and he can get a hold of me and I can handle whatever I can. Or call the church number. I probably am going to take it with me tomorrow just so I have it in case anybody needs anything. So I hope you guys have a great day. I will see you back here on Wednesday.